The Senate voted 73-27 Thursday to end the tax break that significantly benefits the ethanol industry, a big win for a bipartisan group of lawmakers that call the incentive needless and expensive.
It's time to say enough is enough. This industry has been collecting corporate welfare for far, far too long. For those of us that have been fighting against these handouts over the last 2 decades, it's been far too long since we've had a full debate on this issue.
Most Democrats and a number of Republicans supported the end of the subsidy, which gives refiners a 45-cent a gallon credit for blending ethanol into gasoline. The U.S. ethanol industry also is protected by a tariff of 54 cents a gallon on imports of the predominantly corn-based fuel. That, too, would end under the Senate measure. The amendment was sponsored by Senator Dianne Feinstein, a Democrat from California, who has long pushed for an end to the tax credit, which expires at the end of the year. Thursday's vote was a turnaround from earlier in the week when just 40 members voted for Republican Senator Tom Coburn's identical legislation. Coburn, a prominent deficit hawk, insisted the cuts needed to be made in an era of record red ink.
For every gallon of ethanol that gets consumed in this country, when you go to buy E85, $1.72 is what you need to add to the price you're paying at the pump, because that's what we're subsidizing it per gallon. If it makes sense from an economic standpoint, let's do it. If it doesn't, then let's don't do it. And let the markets really decide that.
According to the Government Accountability Office, the ethanol tax credit paid $5.4 billion to fuel blenders last year. While critics say the subsidies are no longer needed, supporters say ethanol helps reduce U.S. dependence on foreign oil.
These amendments won't lower the price of gasoline at the pump. That's what people today are concerned about, the price of gas at the pump. These amendments won't lessen our dependence upon foreign oil. We spend $835 million every day importing oil. And these amendments won't create a single job.
Senators from other ethanol-producing states also opposed an end to the subsidy, regardless of political party. Ethanol backers have been trying to beat back challenges to the subsidies at a time when conservatives are complaining about the national debt. Bob Dineen, president and CEO of the Renewable Fuels Association and Ethanol Trade Group, instead praised the introduction of a bipartisan bill by Senator John Thune, a Republican from South Dakota, and Senator Amy Klobuchar, a Democrat from Minnesota. Their legislation would end the blender's credit but maintain a smaller and variable subsidy for 3 years when oil prices fall below certain levels. In addition, it also would extend credits for cellulosic ethanol development, small ethanol production facilities, and installation of blender pumps. In a statement on Thursday, Dineen said, "We are disappointed in the short-sightedness of this vote, particularly as this same body voted less than 1 month ago to preserve billions of dollars in taxpayer handouts to the oil industry. As the underlying bill to which this amendment is attached is unlikely to make it to the president's desk, this vote was a freebie with no real consequences. With this theater now in the past, the ethanol industry stands ready to work with the Senate, House, and the Obama administration to enact thoughtful policies that responsibly address fiscal concerns while moving American ethanol production forward."